Yes. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Still morning here in the Northeast. Good morning, everybody. It is I, your travel god of extreme and 18-time extreme heavyweight champion of the world, Peter Joseph here, for a Sunday morning, getting close to Sunday afternoon, lunchtime video, right here on the former home of the Gilmore Chronicles, now known as the Shadows Lair, the very dark and mysterious and evil Shadows Lair 2.0. This is episode number 80, 80, for that ace. Episode number 80 of the Shadows Lair 2.0 series. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down there in the Shadows Lair. That rhymed. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to my channels, this channel, and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on the video below. These stupid comments. You'll get sent to that shadow realm where Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. So don't do that. You want to do that, do it on your dead channel that nobody cares about. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because you pretty much will get sent to the shadow realm, and you pretty much will be SOL. And you know what that means. And if you don't know what it means, look it up, asshole. And that's that. And for our first-time viewers, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, you relax, grab that cold one. Orange juice, of course. Well, this is orange juice. But whatever you're drinking this morning, or whatever you may be, this afternoon, this evening, long afternoon and evening of wrestling here in the United States and around the world. But whatever you're drinking while you're watching my videos or watching Forbidden Door or NXT Heatwave, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You know, well, fuck you, man. And that's it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm a little bit late. I woke up a little bit late today, so I'm sorry. Had a long night. But hopefully you checked out my NXT review. It's up now on my Peter Joseph channel, so check it out. Just go to my channel down below, and you'll see it right there. We got that. But we got, like I said, we got a long day of wrestling. We got Forbidden Door 0 Hour, and it's just started about 20 minutes ago. Not that I'm watching that part. But I will be watching the main show starting at 1 p.m. And it's going to go about 4, maybe 4+ hours. So it's probably going to end around 5, maybe 5:30. Then you got the scrum, and nobody's going to watch that, maybe. Then we got NXT Heatwave at 7 o'clock. So, long day of wrestling. So, hopefully in between we get a break, so we can have our lunch, we can have our breakfast, and we can have our dinner, too. So, it's going to be a long Sunday. And we got baseball as well, and all that other good stuff on your Sunday, August the 24th, 2025. And next weekend is Labor Day weekend, and we got Clash in Paris next Sunday, but we'll talk about that later this week. This coming week, I should say. We got that. Alright, let's get the Forbidden Door, which is going to be emanating from the O2 Arena. Not Wembley, I'm surprised, but I think because of the Coldplay's residency there, which kind of sucks, but they're at the O2 Arena in jolly old England, love, in London, England. Jolly old England, love. I know I started there, but it's okay. But that's that. Alright, so, jolly old England, love, with tea and crumpets for the Queen. For Forbidden Door, I believe this is the third one, because it was established in 2022, so that was the first one, 23, 24, 25. Forbidden Door 4. That rhymes. So, we got that. Last year was in Wembley. This year, in the O2 Arena. We got All Out coming your way September the 20th, going head-to-head with WrestlePalooza for the first annual WrestlePalooza event for WWE, the main roster, and that All Out's going to get swamped. What are you going to do? Alright, so let's go to the matches. And we got 13 overall matches, 4 on the pre-show. And I think, I don't even know, let me just refresh my the Wikipedia page. Don't know what's starting right now, but anyway, I'll do the predictions for the pre-show, and that's pretty much it. Alright, we got an 8-man tag team match to start. We got the Paragon of Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts, and Roderick Strong. They're teaming up with El Desperado and Yuya Uemura from New Japan. Could be an interesting tag team there. They're taking on the crew of Action Andretti and Leo Rush. We haven't seen them in a while. I don't know why. And Hikesaro and Josh Alexander of the Don Callis family. Hikesaro going after Bandito with the Ring of Honor World title this Friday night at Death Before Dishonor. So, we got that. I'm going to go with the Paragon, El Desperado, former junior heavyweight champion, Yuya Uemura. I don't know, it's Moxley's boy. It's not Moxley's boy, but, he's a young lion, if you will. But I'm going to go with the Paragon to win. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we got another 8-person tag, this time for the ladies. We got the Triangle of Madness, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and the Spider Lady, Thekla, teaming up with the Mega Sis, Megan Bayne, who have her bestie, Penelope Ford at ringside. They take on Holly Cameron with her dazzling mask, Chris Statlander, Queen Amanada, the one and only, and Resident Fun Girl, Widow Nightingale. Bam! Alright, this should be a good match. We saw what happened on Collision and all of them beat the fuck out of each other. And, I think Chris Statlander came out to save her team. So, this match was made. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Team Statlander to win. It's going to be interesting to see if Statlander and Willow can coexist again. I don't know, but Harley coming back to pay-per-view after her broken nose. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'm going to go with Team Statlander to get the win over the Triangle of Madness and the Megasis, Megan Bayne. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, we got a couple of trios matches. The first one, we got Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey teaming up with Ocean Spray's boy, that's Michael Oku. Oh, if you haven't seen him, you're missing out on that. Holy shit. They take on the Gates of Agony, Toa Leona, Ricochet, and Bishop Quan! I know not Quan! I can't even do this anymore because my neck is a mess right now. Well, not only that, my back. Holy shit. But, it's because I'm old. Should be a decent match. Ricochet teaming up with the Gates of Agony, causing chaos in AEW now because Ricochet wants to get gold around his gorgeous waist. And, Jet Speed's been doing a lot of good things, with the high-flying moves of Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. Then he got Michael Oku, like I mentioned. He's like Ocean Spray's boy in Red Pro. It's going to be exciting to see him on pay-per-view again. I think the Gates of Agony and Ricochet might get the win here, but it's not counting to my overall stats, but, I'm going to go with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony to pick up the win, and, that's, pretty much it. Alright, then probably the final match on the pre-show for the AEW Trios titles. Finally, well, they don't finally get defended, but they get defended again. So we got the Ops, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Papa Powerhouse, Will Hobbs. They take on the Bullet Club War Dogs, Too Sweet Me for the Love of Fucking God. Bam! And that's Drilla Maloney, Clark Connors, and Robbie X. Now, we all know, their leader is a certain guy named Gabriel Kidd. He's going to be in that hellacious Lights Out Steel Cage match with Team Death Riders taking on Team Ocean Spray. We'll get to that later. Should be a pretty good match. If you haven't seen the Bullet Club War Dogs in New Japan Pro Wrestling, missing out. Clark Connors we've seen in AEW a few times. I think this is the first time we'll see Drilla Maloney and Robbie X on AEW pay-per-view. But, they're exciting to see. But should be a pretty decent match. But I'm going to go with the Ops to retain. I just don't see anybody beating the Ops for the Trios titles right now on the main roster for the Ring of Honor titles. Trios titles with Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, and the Von Erichs. They're going to be defending them at Deadpool for Dishonor, I believe, against LFI. That's Bruce's team, and they're going to lose those titles, hopefully, because the tag titles are in limbo right now. Because of Dustin Rhodes' double knee surgery, he just got it. Now he's out for a year or more. Who knows? So I don't know what Mr. Tony Khan's going to do with those titles. I think he does anything with the titles in period. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to go with the Ops to retain. And that's that. Alright, let me just do that. Okay, I'm surprised I don't see any results. Because the show is starting. 0 Hour is supposed to start at 11:30. I think the matches officially start at 12. I think because, they got the pre-show, and it's like an hour and a half pre-show, so why would you call it 0 Hour? But, pay-per-view, actually, it's about to start, I believe, right now, because I think they do like a half-hour spiel, and then the matches start at 12. So that goes up to 1 o'clock. So it's about to start right now. Not that I care, because I'm not watching the pre-show. We move on. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so we got 9 official matches on the main show. Lots of title matches, some singles matches. We got some good stuff. Alright, so I'm not going to go in order, because we all know the Lights Out Steel Cage match will open the show. Close the show. But I'm going to take, I'm just going to pick and choose matches. I'm going to go from bottom to top. And, that's that. Alright, so we're going to start off with a tag team match, player. The return of Edge and Christian, or now it's known as, Threshold and Christian Cage. They're reuniting to take on, what's supposed to be Nick fucking Wayne, the Ring of Honor TV champion, but he hurt his foot. I don't know how long he's going to be out, what happens with his TV title, if he has to vacate it or not. I doubt it, but, we'll see. So, in his place is returning Killswitch, or Luchasaurus, coming back from his double pneumonia scare. But, thankfully, he survived and is back in AEW. We saw him this past Wednesday beat the fuck out of Edge and Christian. Chokeslam them both to hell. So it's Killswitch and Kip Sabian, along with Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes! Nick Wayne's mom is one nice lady. She's a MILF! MILF! So we got that. Should be a good match. There is no way that Edge and Christian are going to lose this match, because they're going to All Out Toronto, in their home country, basically, in their home, I believe their home city, to take on probably FTR, who was penciled in to win the AEW Tag Team titles from Buddy Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate, but now you throw in Brodito. We'll get to that match in a little bit. So, it makes no sense to have Edge and Christian lose to, a flunky like Kip Sabian and a returning Killswitch. But, it is what it is. I think Edge and Christian will win. I think Kip Sabian will take the fall, because there's no way Killswitch is going to take the fall in his return match. So, but I'm going to go with Edge and Christian to pick up the win. Go into All Out Toronto, pick up the momentum. I think they might win those tag team titles, but there's like slight chance they might lose it, because everybody who goes to their hometown loses, as you saw pretty much last night on Collision, where Mark Andrews, or Mandrews from NXT UK, he made his AEW debut and got his butt handed to him, by Big Cass. And then Isla Dawn, or Isla Dawn, made her AEW debut, and pretty much got beat in like 3 minutes by the Megasis Megan Bayne. She tried her best, but it is what it is. So we got that. So at least Isla Dawn could be used on the main roster or in Ring of Honor because I need more women. Why not? So we'll see what happens with that. And Mandrews probably be in Ring of Honor. I don't think they're gonna do anything with him on the main roster. Just be probably enhancement jobber talent. Hopefully not Isla Dawn, because I don't want that to happen. I'd rather have Isla Dawn have like a semi-good run in AEW in the women's division. Maybe go after one of the titles. Maybe not, obviously, probably not win it, but I don't know, we'll see. But great to see Isla Dawn in AEW because, it pissed me off when they split her and Alba Fire up. The witches of WWE. Former women's tag team champions, not once, but twice. I don't know why they broke them up. I thought they were a pretty good tag team. Creepy witches, why not, But, they just broke them up, and then now Alba Fire's doing some good stuff as the Sergeant at Arms in the Secret Service with Chelsea Green. But, I hope Tony Khan does some good things with Isla Dawn, but maybe we'll see what happens with that as we move on. Alright, so Edge and Christian will beat Killswitch and Kip Sabian, and that's that. Alright, we're going to save the big title match like Hangman and Page and MJF for last. So, we're going to go to a singles match for the IWGP World Heavyweight title, which you rarely see defended in AEW. We haven't seen it defended in a while, I believe. So we got the champ, Zack Sabre Jr., taking on the number one contender, the man from England, Nigel McGuinness, who's going to have Danny Garcia, the Dancing Fool, at ringside. Should be good between two great Brit athletes. It's going to be a great technical wrestling clinic. I can't wait for this one. Zack winning the belt back earlier this spring, and then didn't have a great G1, because we know Takeshita won that. So, if all goes according to plan, Takeshita might face Zack Sabre Jr. at Wrestle Kingdom 19 in January. Probably beat him too, because I think he did beat him in the G1 block. So get ready for Takeshita possibly being the New Japan World Champion by January the 4th. I mean, Takeshita's had a great year. Winning the G1, winning the New Japan, one of those, I think it was the Never Openweight title in New Japan. Or the Strong title, one of those titles. Takeshita's had a great year. Surprised he's not on the card. We saw him last night, but, I mean, why is he not on the card? For this show? Bruh! Anyway, so we got that. Like I said, this should be a great match. As much as I would love Nigel to win a big title, like the New Japan World title, I think Danny Garcia is gonna screw him, because Garcia, kind of is a little bit jelly of Nigel, because Nigel kind of stole the pin from him and everything. So I'm gonna go with Zack Sabre Jr. to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight title in a technical wrestling clinic. But hopefully we don't get no shit ending, but probably will, with Danny Garcia probably screwing Nigel. Sucks. Then probably at All Out we'll get Nigel versus Danny Garcia. Not that I want to see that, but, it'd be a good match, but still. We got that. Alright, then we got, for the AEW TNT title, we got the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. This is going to be another great match. Taking on the Time Bomb, former member of LFI, that's Los Ingobernables! Hey, Bon! That's Naito's former group, and Naito's retired. I thought he was coming to AEW. Maybe he shows up, I don't know, but I mean, either he did retire for good, like Tanahashi's gonna retire at Wrestle Kingdom. That's gonna be a sad day. Okada is gone from New Japan. Now he's in AEW full time, basically. The big stars are gone. Tanahashi's gonna retire. Naito, pretty much gone. I mean, you still have Goto. You still have Takahashi. You still have Ishii. Shibata in some ways, he's like part-time-ish. I mean, it is what it is. So, Hiromu Takahashi takes on Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. This is going to be a great match, but you really think Hiromu's going to win that? I love it, but I'm going to go with Kyle Fletcher to retain. Might write itself. Obvious win for Kyle here. But we got that. Alright, then we got a fatal 4-way match for the TBS title. We got 9 belts Monet, Mercedes Moné, the CEO, chicken noodle soup with something on the side. Ow. Shouldn't have done that. Now my neck is killing me. Damn! I'm old. Alright, so we have 9 belts Monet defending one of her belts, the TBS title, against Alex Windsor! From AEW / Ring of Honor. Persephone from CMLL, and Bozilla from New Japan. Oh, well, not New Japan, Stardom. And if you didn't see the Countdown show, they did a little bit of backstory with Bozilla and Persephone. I mean, we've seen Persephone before, but Bozilla, I mean, she is big, huge. Kind of has that Bailey Humphrey from LFG type of vibe. I'm like, holy shit, kind of looks like her. Like, what? Wait a minute. Huh? Alright, so first appearance of Bozilla. And haven't been really watching much of her stuff in Japan, but she's like big. She's like China of New Japan. What's up, Joni? Anyway, so, I mean, I did see some of the backstory on the Countdown show. She is big, she is bad, she teams up with like little freaking, she's like this, like 6 feet tall, maybe 7 feet, who knows, but then you got all the, the tiny Asian chicks next to her. I'm like, damn. So, should be good, but I mean, there's no way Mercedes is losing the belt today. There's no way. So I'm going to go with Mercedes to retain. I really hope she starts losing all those belts by the end of the year. She just won another title, another Red Pro type title. I forgot the name of it. Who cares at this point? So, I mean, like, she has like 200 pounds of gold on her. And she weighs, and Mercedes weighs like what, 125 soaking wet? How do you get those belts through security? I want to know that. That's 9 belts. Really, 8, technically, it's 8. Because we don't count the Owen Hart belt. I mean, if you do, great for you, but I don't consider that a belt. I just consider that a title opportunity. But that's what it is, right? Basically. And Mercedes lost that to Toni Storm, obviously. So we got that. So I'm going to go with Mercedes to win. Speaking of Toni Storm, we got the AEW Women's World Title match. Dina's Casino Gauntlet championship match as she's cashing in her Money in the Bank, basically. So we got Timeless Toni Storm, darling! Bosom! Get in my pussy, basically. She takes on the forever Ring of Honor champion, getting very close to 1,000 days as champ, but her title's not on the line. And that's the forever goddess, Athena, with that epic theme. Oh, this is going to be a great match. Probably one of the matches of the show that I'm looking forward to, besides the steel cage match. It could go either way. But I'm going to go with Toni Storm to beat Athena. I mean, if Athena does win, I think it's great, because now she has 2 belts. And she can start her long reign with the, probably a long reign with the AEW Women's title, but I think we're going to see a showdown between Athena and Mercedes Moné probably coming up by the end of the year. And I think Athena, I said this before and I say it again, I think Athena's going to be the one to finally get that TBS title off of Mercedes Moné. That's going to be the down. I don't think that's going to be the start of the downfall. I think the downfall is probably going to start in the next month or two. But those 9 belts are going to go bye-bye pretty quick. Well, 8 belts are going to go bye-bye pretty quick. So, we'll see what happens with that. So, but this match, I'm going with Timeless Toni Storm to win. It's going to be a great match. Billy Starkz will be at ringside. My girl and everything. So, we'll see what happens with that. So, I'm going to go with Timeless Toni Storm to win. Moving on. Alright, then for the Unified title, we got the Rainmaker Okada. Or Kazuchika Okada. For you people that love that. He's taking on Swerve Strickland with my good buddy Prince Nana. Buy his coffee. For the love of God, please, buy his coffee. It tastes great. Rosa's having some right now, so. No, I don't want any. I have juice. Thank you. Go make my eggs. Do you like eggs? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some breakfast before we watch the pay-per-view. And we got that. Blah, 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 blah. 2! Thank you. Anyway. You can barely hear her. She's got a little bit of laryngitis. Laryngitis, John Laurinaitis! People power, baby! I talk like this because I feel like I have laryngitis! But, I know, thank you. Anyway, moving on. So this is going to be a good match. This could be, where Okada finally loses all those. He has 3 belts. Really, it's 1. It should be just unified. Obviously, but we don't count that because they still want to do the. I don't know why. I heard a rumor that they're gonna do another Continental Classic. Why? And they're still gonna keep the Intercontinental title. Why? I mean, how many like 12 belts in AEW on the main roster? I mean, make some, I shouldn't say 12, but. Alright, so we got the Unified title, which is 3. The World title for the men and women, that's 5. The TNT title, that's 6. CBS title, 7. Trios title is 8. Tag titles is 9. Am I missing one? I counted the TNT. Yeah, I think we have 9 total belts on the main roster. That's too much. But that's what Tony Khan wants. I think we got more. I think WWE has more than that, or around the same. It's just wacky. Anyway, gonna be a good match. I have a feeling Okada's gonna retain. I want Swerve to win so bad, but I have a feeling Okada's gonna cheat. Maybe the Bucks get involved, but I doubt it. Or maybe Don Callis gets involved. You know, maybe he beats up Nana near the end of the match, and I think Okada's gonna cheat to win because he can't win clean sometimes. But I'm gonna go with Okada to retain the Unified title, and that's pretty much it. Moving on. All right, then triple threat match for the AEW Tag Team titles, which should have been a singles match, but as we saw on Dynamite, we had a 30-minute time limit draw between FTR, Cash Wheeler, who's got a clock, and Dax the Axe Hardwood, and Brody King, and Bandito, the Ring of Honor champion. That went through a 30-minute draw, and Tony Khan's like, oh, let's do a triple threat match. Because I think FTR didn't want to lose to the Hurt Syndicate or some shit like that. But anyway, they take on the Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Baby Shelton Benjamin with MVP Montez Vontavious Porter is very Montel, but it is what it is at ringside. Gonna be a great match, but the tournament itself was for FTR to win the title shot and win at Forbidden Door. So I'm gonna go with my original original prediction, FTR will win, I believe, their 12th title. Damn, that's a lot. It's getting close to, the Briscoes, and way in the distance is the Dudleys, who have supposedly 28. Really 26, but they say 28, but anyway. So I'm going to go to FTR to win the belts, and then they're going to face Edge and Christian at All in Toronto. Probably lose, so it'll probably be like a 1 month title reign, which kind of sucks for FTR purposes, but yeah. But it is what it is, and that's that. That's that. Alright, gotta take a swig. We move on. Alright, so FTR will get the win there. Alright, then in the main event, unsanctioned, lights out steel cage match. I don't think the barbed wire is going to be around the top like the one in Kyle Fletcher and Ocean Spray's match. But this match, I thought they were going to do blood and guts. I mean, it fits because it's 5-on-5. How are you going to fit 10 men in like a... I mean, the cage looks like the Hell in a Cell cage. So, I mean, you can fit 10 people, but it's got to be like... very tight, like a good woman's pussy. But, you know what I mean? Well, we got that. Alright, so we have Team Ocean Spray. Will Ocean Spray reach for the sky? Whoa! Bam! Probably his last match, because he's got to get neck surgery probably after this match. Alright, so he teams up with the legend, the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. And he teams up with the Golden Lovers reuniting Kenny God Omega. Bang! And Kota Ibushi, who's re-signed with AEW back in July, I believe. Alright, so the Golden Lovers team up with Tanahashi and Will Ocean Spray, and they team up with, "Hi guys, it's me, Darby. I just want you to know I came out of a body bag and I caused so much chaos because I want to kill Jon Moxley, and I'm doing it for you people because I love you, and I climbed Mount Everest for you because I'm a fucking sick bastard. I'm a sick emo bastard, and I live in my car. I've come from Seattle. Oh, guys." Okay. So Darby, that madman, he's on the team. They take on Team Moxley, the Death Riders, so Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli de Suisse. Probably, and Marina Shafir at ringside. Well, not in the cage, obviously. Maybe she'll get in the cage. Who knows? They take on the Young Bucks. Todd and Rod. Remember that from Collision last night? Oh my god, that was so hilarious. I forgot who they were taking on. And they were billed as Rod and Todd. And then the Bucks almost went after Arcady R. It was like, who the hell is Rod and Todd? And they won their tag team match. I think it was against Speedball and Kevin Knight. I forget, but in any case, they won. But anyway, Matt and Nick Jackson, PTE is back! Yes! Hopefully it's on a weekly basis. I don't know about that. I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. But I'm glad PTE is back. Hopefully on a weekly basis there, Jackson Brothers. But we'll see what happens with that. They team up with Gabriel Kidd, or Gabe Kidd. I thought he was hurt. Didn't he mess up his leg in the G1? Like early on in the tournament? Maybe it wasn't that serious. So I guess, Gabe Kidd was out for the tournament. Not that he was going to win it anyway. He hurt his knee, I think his knee or his leg. So he was out for basically a couple of weeks because the tournament lasted a month anyway, about a month. So he was out for a little while. Now he's back and, got into that big fight. Joined up with Moxley for the last 2 weeks. And then the Bullet Club War Dogs come in and beat the crap out of everybody. And then Darby dies off the balcony onto everybody that we saw on Dynamite this past Wednesday night. So this is going to be hellacious. It's going to be bloody as fuck. Probably everybody's going to be bleeding. Except for maybe Tanahashi. Tanahashi ain't going to bleed. But I think everybody's going to be busted wide open. Moxley's probably going to be the first one to bleed, I would think. Darby's probably gonna bleed. Bucks might bleed. I don't know. Ocean Spray definitely will bleed. So not everybody in the match is gonna bleed because most of the people in the match are hurt. Gabriel K with his leg. Ocean Spray with his neck. I think Kenny with his ribs. Darby is just a maniac. He has like broken balls everywhere. Damn, that girl looks good on watching TV. Watching Sail the Century and they're doing things like a African safari type thing. So, but damn, this girl's like barely wearing anything. That's back in the day, 80s, all the girls in the 80s were like looking so, Diane from Price is Right, in those little bitty, she had bathing suits, but sometimes she'd wear a bikini and her boobs were just popping out. CBS, seriously. They were like, oh, push the button! But, she kept it clean, obviously, but, Bob Barker was like, ugh! That old pervert, he was going out with her, too, at one point. Sad. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. So, as far as the match goes, I'm going with Team Ocean Spray to win this hellacious lights out steel cage unsanctioned match. Gonna be insane. I hope we see Real Glass Crimea River. Probably be using tacks, tables, barbed wire, who knows? Who knows with these crazy fucks? I know there's gonna be a lot of spots, probably inside the ring, outside the ring, maybe on top of the cage. Who knows? But it's gonna be insane. Crazy as shit, as the great Jay Briscoe Reach for the Sky Boy would say. I don't know if there's gonna be any more interference. Like the Bullet Club War Dogs come into the cage, or other people try to save Team Ocean Spray, like Mark Briscoe would come in and the conglomeration would come in. It's gonna be a mess. A lot of clusterfuckery, but we'll see. But my overall prediction is Team Ocean Spray to get the win, and that's that. All right. So yeah, I'm just looking at yeah. All right, moving on. Alright, so that's my predictions. Alright, the first match of the pre-show just ended. 12-minute match. The Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy, with El Desperado and Yuya Iamura, defeated Action Andretti, Leo Rush, Hechicero, and Josh Alexander by pinfall. So, I don't know who got the pin. Like I said, I watched the pre-show, but they got that. Now, the Gates of Agony and Ricochet... the second match ended too, but I don't know the time. But the Gates of Agony and Ricochet defeated Speedball, Mike Bailey, Michael Oku, and Kevin Knight by pinfall. With Open the Gates. I would think probably on either Kevin Knight or Speedball Mike Bailey, because it makes no sense for Michael Oku to lose in his home country. We get that. Alright, so the 8-woman tag team match is starting. The Triangle Madness, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and the Spider Lady Dekla, and Megan Bayne with Penelope Ford, taking on Holly, Cameron, Chris Statlander, Queen Aminata, the one and only, and the Resident Fun Girl, Widow Nightingale. So that's up right now. And then they got the Ops defending the Trios titles against the Bullet Club War Dogs, Trilla Maloney, Clark Connors, and Robbie X. So that's going to end the pre-show in about a half hour. Alright, so that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so just to recap my main show predictions. I forgot. Hangman Adam Page and MJF for the world title. I'm going with Hangman Adam Page because I really don't want MJF with the belt. And if Adam Page gets counted out or gets disqualified, he loses the belt. But MJF still has his Money in the Bank thing. So he originally cashed in, but then, as we saw on Dynamite this past Wednesday, he's like, no, I'm nullifying that if you agree to my terms, which has Hangman did, or else Mark Briscoe would have been, Delaware fried chicken, basically. So, Hangman, he played mind games with MJF to get him to use the title shot, but then MJF was like, alright, I'm gonna play mind games with you, I'm gonna, try to set your friend on fire to get what I want, and then he got what he wanted, so his, title shot still still intact. He might use it after the match, but I'm thinking he might use it at All Out, but I mean, we'll see. So, I'm gonna go with the Hangman to retain. I think it's gonna be a pretty, grueling match, maybe some blood. I mean, we'll see what happens with that, but it's not the main event. Probably the co-main event, but we'll see what happens with that. So, I'm gonna go with the Hangman. So, Hangman will retain the world title. Edge and Christian will beat Killswitch and Kip Sabian. Zack Sabre Jr. will retain the IWGP World Heavyweight title over not Jimmy Kiddis we love. Kyle Fletcher will retain his TNT title over Hiromu Takahashi. I got 9 belts Mercedes Moné to retain her TBS title over Alex Windsor. Persephone and Bozilla. Timeless Toni Storm will retain her AEW Women's title over Athena. Okada will retain his AEW Unified title over Swerve. I got FTR to win, the AEW Tag Team titles from the Hurt Syndicate and Brodito to win that match. And in the Lights Out Steel Cage match, I got Team Ocean Spray to beat Team Moxley. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that ends that. Okay, we don't have the official time yet for the second match, but the third match is going on now, that 8-person women's tag team match. So we got that. Alright, now, we got a twofer for you guys. We're going to go to NXT Heat Wave, which comes up at 7 p.m., and that's going to be from the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, the legendary Lowell Memorial Auditorium, where Ring of Honor has been for lots of years. Raw was there in the early days, because it was at the Hammerstein. Then they started going on the road a little bit, at the Lowell Auditorium. I think TNA's been there too. But a legendary freaking auditorium. It's like the Hammerstein, but Hammerstein's way better, but just saying. Alright, so we're in Lowell, Massachusetts for NXT Heat Wave, which is basically taken from ECW. And this is going to be the 4th Heat Wave event under the WWE banner. 11th overall, but this is the 4th on pay-per-view. So Heat Wave 4, so we got Forbidden Door 4, and Heat Wave 4. So 4 Horsemen. Or this, if you're Sting. Sting! Oh, we got that. Alright, so it's going to be a great card tonight. 6 matches on the show. Interesting. Sometimes you get 5 on the NXT pay-per-view, but we got 6. Why not? Alright. So, we're going to run down the card. And let's get busy. Let's get busy, like Arsenio Hall would say back in the day. Alright, so we're going to start with Big Mama Pump, Jordynne Grace, taking on the lovely, vivacious, sexy Blake Monroe. It's a battle of the beautiful versus what Blake Monroe would call Jordynne Grace the ugly. So we got that. Blake had a contract written up on NXT this past Tuesday where it said, you can't touch me, or else the match is null and void. And even though Jordynne Grace, grabbed Blake Monroe's wrist and almost broke it, I'm like, the match doesn't get nullified? Ava Raine? Come on! Anyway, but Ava's like, fuck that. So we got this match. Gonna be pretty interesting. I'm going with Blake Monroe to beat Big Mama Pump Jordynne Grace. I mean, there's no way that Jordynne will win this match. I know she's the tough one in this match. I think Blake is gonna sneak her way to get the win. So I'm gonna go with Blake Monroe to get the win. And that's it. Alright, then we start with the title matches. We got the NXT Tag Team titles for the men, because there's no women, obviously. Well, the women's will be, on main roster and NXT, but they're not being defended. Which sucks. Anyway, so we got Hank and Spank Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, taking on two members of Dark State, which could be Dion Lennox, Osiris Griffin, Saquon Sugars, and or Cutler James. I don't know who's gonna be, but if I had to pick, I would go with Cutler and Dion Lennox, but they could switch mid-match, so it's gonna be crazy. But I'm gonna go with Dark State to win the titles, because I'm getting sick of Hank and Spank, the modern-day headbangers, without the makeup, of course. I just hate them. They're boring. You know, just two security guards who just somehow, someway, got together, won the tag team titles a couple months ago, and, yeah. I think it's their time to go. They beat Fraxium, which is shocking. They beat a lot of good tag teams. They beat, I think they beat OTM. You know, Bronco Nima and, what's his name? Bronco Nima and Lucius Price. They beat a lot, basically all the tag teams there. Briggs and Inamura. The rookies. You know, Wesley's team, High Rise. They beat them. They beaten everybody, but, you know, now you got Dark State looming. And like I said, they could switch members in this match. So, but I'm going to go with Dark State to win the belts. Probably hold it for a little, I don't know how long, but... I mean, but that tag team division in NXT is just so discombobulated. Kind of like the SmackDown tag team division. Not so much the Raw division, but yeah. So, I'm going to go with Dark State to pick up the victory. I mean, there's a chance Hank and Spank retain. I'm like, who gives a shit? But we get that. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to the lady. We got a couple of ladies matches. So we're going to go with the triple threat match for the TNA Knockouts title. We got Jacy Jayne, who's probably going to have Fallon, don't call her the Don Henley, and my girl, Jasmine, Nix at ringside. Takes on the former Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich, and the number one contender. She won the first Knockouts Gauntlet, Battle Royal. And that's Ash by Elegance, who will have George the Iceman at ringside, along with Heather and M by Elegance. A lot of hot ladies outside and inside the ring. But we got that. And, who won the... if you watch my TNA review, I think it was, I think Jody Threat or Danny Luna won that the gauntlet match for a future title shot. So, whoever wins that will face Danny Luna or Jody Threat for the belt. Jacy winning shockingly winning the Knockouts World title, I believe at Evolution. On NXT TV, she beat Jordan, she beat Masha, we know that, and then surprisingly retaining the belt a couple of times. I thought she was going to lose at Slammiversary. Nope. But in any case, now Ash has the title shot that she's held for like a month or so. And I really thought that Ash was gonna be the one to beat Masha at Slammiversary, and then Jacy Jayne just like shocked the world and beat Masha to win the belt, and then the rematch, we all saw what happened there. But now Masha gets like a third shot. Is she gonna win? Probably not. I'm going with Dana Brooke. I hate saying this and admitting it. I think Dana Brooke will win the Knockouts title tonight. There is a chance Jacy retains, and then we go to Slammiversary, and Jacy either faces Jody Threat or Danny Luna, or Ash gets her one-on-one match, and she'll put politic, and, she'll cry to Santino Marella, you son of my gun! But we'll see what happens this Thursday night on TNA Impact. as we're still on the road to a long road to October I think it's October the 12th, which is Bound for Glory. I believe that's in Philly or it's in Toronto. I think it's in Toronto. So we got that. But I'm going to go with Ash by Elegance or Dana Brooke to win the Knockouts title. I know I'm going on a big limb here. So, I'm going with the underdog, Dana Brooke. And that's pretty much it. Alright. Then, speaking of titles, we got a number one contenders match for JC's other title, the NXT Women's title. So we got Jada Parker, Ms. Parker, taking on the lovely Kaylani Jordan. That's Mrs. Him. That's Carmelo's girlfriend, or soon-to-be wife. Taking on Lola Vice. Yes. So lots of booty tonight on NXT Heatwave. This is hard to pick. Very, very hard to pick, if you know what I mean. Kaylani can face, any one of these can face probably be JC, because she still will have the belt, and maybe win it, but, I'm going to go with Kaylani Jordan to pick up the victory. I mean, it doesn't really matter who wins, but I'm going to go with my gut, and usually it doesn't win, but I'm going to go with Kaylani Jordan to pick up the victory over Jada Parker, Miss Parker, and Lola Vice, and we get that. Alright, then we get a mixed tag team match. We have Canada versus the US of A. We got Chelsea Green teaming up with the Canadian National Champion. That's All Ego, Ethan Page. As they team up again, they'll have the Secret Herbs at ringside, Alba Fire and Piper Niven. They take on Team USA, Tyra May Steele, the winner of LFG. She shouldn't have been won, but it is what it is. And Tavion Heights. Obviously, we're going to go with Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights to win the match. And I think Tyra will pin Chelsea Green here. But, we'll see. So I'm going to go with Team USA to get the win. Then, in the main event for the NXT World title, we got the Ruler from Wakanda, the big man, Oba, Femi, taking on Javon Evans, Bouncy, who, I don't know how he survived that match with Chukwueze this past Tuesday, with that hellacious spot where he just got launched off the top rope, pretty much barely hit the announce table, almost died, and took out Corey Graves in the process, but he was okay. But finally, Javon gets his one-on-one title match with Oba. Is he going to win? It's a possibility, but I'm going to go with the big man, Oba, Femi to win, and he might lose it at Deadline. He might lose it probably after that. I don't know at this point. I mean, we do got No Mercy coming up the week after WrestlePalooza. That's September the 27th. So we'll see what happens with that as we move on. Wow, Mr. Softy out at 12:41 p.m. today? I guess the guy wants to get his money real quick. I know, because it's pretty much getting close to the end of summer. I think the Ice Cream Man, he stops like end of September, around end of September, maybe October time, because it gets cold. So, not that I want ice cream right now. I got a ton of it in the house. So, we get that, but I can hear him outside. But I'm not gonna go there. But anyway, all right. So Oba will retain, and that's it. All right. So your Heat Wave final predictions: Blake Monroe to beat Jordan Grace, Dark State to beat Hank and Spank for the tag team titles, Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance to win the TNA Knockouts title from JC Jane and Masha in that triple threat match. I got Kaylani Jordan to win that triple threat match to become the new number one contender for the NXT Women's title over Miss Parker and Lola Vice. I got Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights to win over Chelsea Green and Ethan Page. And like I said before, Oba to retain over Javon Evans. That's it. Alright, that is it for my predictions for Heatwave and Forbidden Door. Leave me your predictions all down below in the gobbledygook in the comment section, and we'll see how we do today. Because last pay-per-view which was SummerSlam. I believe it was SummerSlam. Didn't do so good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens today and tonight with those two pay-per-views, and we got Clash in Paris next Sunday afternoon, beginning at 2 p.m. So we got that. But I'll do my predictions on this coming Saturday with that. All right, so enjoy the pay-per-views, ladies and gentlemen. Forbidden Door is about to start in 15 minutes, so enjoy that. Grab yourself some brunch, and then later on, grab a little bit grab your lunch. Take a little break, rest up a little bit, and then right back at it at 7 p.m. with NXT Heatwave. And I will be doing my Forbidden Door review after NXT Heatwave goes off the air, which will probably be off the air by 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we got that. But I will be doing my SmackDown review after Forbidden Door. So get ready for that. Collision will come tomorrow because I am busy this week. I'm really busy this week, except for Friday. Well, actually, I have work tomorrow and Tuesday, but I got a big meeting. I don't know what day the mini meeting is. The big meeting's on Wednesday, so I'm off Wednesday, and pretty much after Wednesday, I'm off for Labor Day weekend. I don't go back till Tuesday, so just tomorrow and Tuesday work, Wednesday work, and then pretty much that's it for Labor Day. That's it, and then I start my new schedule in September. So we got that. So it's busy. Gotta make that money that you wish you had, but that's that. But I'm gonna be here pretty much throughout the rest of the year, and then into most of next year, but hopefully throughout 2026 too. But we'll see what happens with that, and hopefully a new desktop pretty soon, because the desktop is gonna be pretty much going extinct pretty soon, because Windows 10 is gonna be gone in October, pretty much about a month and a half from now, mid-October. That's what they're saying. So everything's changing over to Windows 11 now. So pretty soon I'll be getting either a Windows 11 laptop, or I'm trying to get a desktop refurbished one. So I don't want to pay a lot for my muffler with a new one that costs like $1,500. I mean, I could get it, but I'd rather get something like $500 to $750 at most. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Have fun watching Forbidden Door. We'll watch it. We'll have fun. We'll laugh. We'll cry. We'll go crazy. We'll mark out. Who knows? But enjoy the pay-per-views later tonight. I will be back, like I said, later after Forbidden Door. Probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock with your SmackDown review. And then we'll get right into Forbidden Door. Not Forbidden Door. We'll get right into NXT Heatwave, and that's it. Alright, until next time, my friends. Peace out. Rock on, and rock hard with your cookout. And if you're not down with that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Have a great Sunday afternoon, and a great Sunday evening. Until next time. Peace.